Hey everybody, here's the long overdue part 4 to the basic US Army kit. Today I'm going over the packs. So here in front of me I have the M1928 haversack and I have the M1936 musette bag. These both here are original examples and they show the two most common used packs by World War II Army soldiers during World War II. Starting over here with the haversack. The haversack was the same kind of pack that was used during World War I, just with some minor changes. So this pack wasn't liked a whole lot because it wasn't really much of a pack at all. It was just a bunch of flaps, and I have a video on why soldiers didn't really like this pack so much on my channel, if you want to go check that out. But this is the M1928 haversack. It just had flaps that wrapped everything up, and this would just hold your basic necessities. And up here, what is called the meat can pouch, it would hold your meat can and utensils. And it would have your e-tool up here that would be hooked on right there, and then also a spot to hook your bayonet, which I do not have mine on here right now. But this is the pack. This one here is dated 1941, but you can see it has backpack straps right here, which would come down here and hook to these D-rings, which would make it like a backpack. And then these here would hook to your cartridge belt or pistol belt, and these would also hook to your belt. So this was more like a backpack because it had backpack straps, but the musette bag would just have these two straps here, which would hang over and hook to the D-rings on your suspenders. So who actually used these packs? This depends a lot on the unit. Like standard infantry, like the 1st Infantry Division and the Rangers were wearing the M1928 haversack when they came ashore on D-Day. But the paratroopers were issued the musette bag for D-Day. So it depends on the unit. You can see paratroopers with the musette bag throughout the war, and later in the war you can also see some soldiers and other units that had the M1928 haversack getting their hands on the musette bag. And you saw the musette bag a lot with vehicle crewmen, but you also see the M1928 haversack throughout the entirety of the war, but it slowly got phased. It was trying to get phased out by the musette bag because the musette bag was a lot easier to use. It was actually more like a bag, but it totally depends on the unit. So when trying to figure that out, I recommend you do your research and figure out what your unit used and like at what times during the war, because they could have maybe stormed the beaches on D-Day with the haversack, but later got their hands on the musette bag. So those are the packs. Those are the main two packs you see used by soldiers in World War II, the M1928 haversack and the M1936 musette bag. And that's just a little about them. But those are the basic packs of US Army soldiers during World War II.